Hi everyone, remember me? Welcome back to a session on the mat with me, Caitlin from Pilates for Life. It's been a while and I'm about to take a little break, so I thought I would do a couple of videos for you. Today we're going to do a few exercises with this wonderful Pilates ball, so you're definitely going to need one of these for today. Probably around 8 to 10 different exercises, some in standing, some down on the mat. So we'll start in standing. Let's start with feet hip width apart and parallel. And actually, I'll just put the ball down for now before we start. And we'll start with just some nice, simple roll down. So nod the chin, soften the chest, rolling all the way down, softening the knees if you need to, inhaling at the bottom, exhaling out, focus on opening the hips and then restacking the spine. At the top, let's do a little extension. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. And then back to neutral, exhaling into your roll down. Just allow the shoulders to roll forwards. And again, into extension, inhale, lift. Expanding through your rib cage, and then coming back into your roll down. So here's our thoracic flexion. And at the top, we'll go into that nice thoracic extension. Inhale, lift. Shine the breastbone up to the ceiling. We're going to make this the last one. Finishing with that thoracic extension. Lift the chin, lift the chest. And come back to neutral. Awesome, grab your ball. So we'll do a little bit of side reach now. Take the feet a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to start by floating the right arm up, lengthening over, and here we're going to lift that bottom arm, tap the ball, lower it, come back to center, bring the ball down and pass it to the other hand. Inhale up, reaching over, lift and lower, back to center and down. It's really important that you're reaching the top arm, trying to lengthen up. Hold the position while you lift and lower your bottom arm. That's a little test there. And down. Let's do 4 more of these. Make sure the hips are nice and still. The feet are firmly planted. And you're focusing on lengthening through the spine, not collapsing the waist. Let's do 1 more on each side. Just a nice tap, bring the arm down, and we're done with that one. So you can leave the legs like this. You can go a little narrower if you want. We're now going to do a rotation with our roll down. So let's place the ball on the left thigh. Turn your body towards the left thigh and place your fingertips on top of the ball. You're going to keep your arms straight. Nod the chin and do a roll down over your left leg. Allowing the ball to roll up the underside of your arm and then coming all the way up. So we're going to stay over this leg. Roll down, make sure you're really rounding the spine. That one was a little better for me. And again, 1 more on this leg. Awesome, let's come over to the other one. Turn the body to the right thigh. Place the fingertips on top of the ball, nod the chin, round the spine, just allowing the ball to roll down the underside of your arms. This is a great stretch. I'm sure you've noticed by now. Excellent. All right, and then bring the feet together. So we're going to bring ourselves down to the mat now, and we'll start with some sideline rotation down on the mat. So just set up my camera for the mat work. If you would like, you could do a nice little roll down to bring yourself into your plank position, just to do a nice transition. If not, just carefully bring yourself down onto the mat. I'll do a little roll down and walk out to plank. If you do this, you're just gonna hold your plank for a few seconds, drawing the tummy in, reaching back with the heels, pressing down into the hands. And then let's bring the knees down. And we're gonna bring ourselves into a side lying position. All right. This is a super exercise for spinal rotation. We're just going to be using the ball to help stabilize the hips here. So come into your side lying position, bottom palm faces up, knees are forward, feet are forward. And we're just going to rest this top hand on the bottom hand. Need something under your head here as well. So let's be squeezing the ball between the knees as we inhale, bring the top arm to the ceiling. Now keep the head and neck in line with that arm as you rotate back. You can probably see this is a really hard one for me. Inhale up, exhale back. So we're going to add on to this. As we rotate up to the ceiling, we straighten the top leg, reaching to the ball of the foot, and continue to rotate away. So create some opposition between the foot all the way to your fingertips. Rotate through the chest. 2 more. Make sure you're looking down your arm as you rotate back. So your focus is on rotating through your rib cage and your chest, not on trying to reach your arm to the floor. Awesome. All right, let's do the other side. I'm actually just going to turn over today. Then you can see it from the other side. So remember, something under your head, arms in front of your chest, knees forward, feet forward. And we're going to inhale as we rotate up to the ceiling. Exhale as we rotate back. Inhale up and exhale. So let's start adding the top leg. Straightening the top leg, but keeping the ball between the knees. Remember, once you've brought the top arm up to the ceiling, keep your head, neck, and arm all in line. Really reaching to the ball of the foot, create some activity in your leg, create opposition over the hip. Last 2. And now last 1. Fabulous, such a good exercise. All right, so coming onto my back now, I'm going to put the ball out in front and put my feet on top. Let's place the hands over the pelvis. So this is going to be a great exercise for hips, knees, and for using these centering muscles, your deep abdominals. So we're going to keep the pelvis still, keep the chest heavy, back of the ribs anchored to the mat, and we're going to roll the ball out and roll it back. Roll it out and roll it back. So you can play around with the position of the ball. On our next one, we're going to add a hip release. So let's roll the ball out, release the hips. You'll see my knees come out to the side. Roll it in and close. Roll out, hip release, roll in and close. Roll out, hip release, roll in and close. Let's add some arms to this. So arms are going to reach back as we lengthen out. Let's do our hip release and sweep the arms round back to the waist. Roll out, let the hips open, sweep the arms back, close the knees as you get back to the start position. Out, hip release, sweep the arms back and close. 2 more. Hip release. Last one. Hip release. and close. Nice work. All right, so let's do some spine curls next, but I'm going to put the ball to the side first, so we can just do a few mobilizing ones. So just plant your feet pretty naturally, but make sure you feel these thigh bones sinking down into your hip joint. And we're going to start on the exhale, imprinting the low back to the mat as we curl the pelvis in. Keep curling it in as you lift the seat. Reach the knees forwards. Hold in your neutral position at the top. And then work your way back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, releasing the pelvis into neutral. And again. And down. We're going to do 5 of these. Focus on your sequential mobilization here. And last one, before we add the ball. And down to the mat. All right, so let's pop the ball between the knees. Let's bring the feet down, hip width apart and parallel now. So before we bring anything off the mat, let's place the hands over our center. And we're going to do some squeezing and some engaging of the deep abdominals. So I want you to think about drawing your abdominals inwards and down. So ribs in and down, low abdominals in and down as we squeeze the ball, but not per se flattening your back to the mat. So try and hold neutral. So let's take an inhale, and then we exhale and squeeze. Pull your abdominals in and down, squeeze the ball and hold, and release. And again, inhale, exhale, squeeze and hold. Pulling in and down, in your center, in your ribs, and release. Let's do 2 more. We're going to get progressively longer. Squeeze, draw everything in and hold. Try and breathe while you do this, but still hold that abdominal connection. And release. Last one. Draw in and hold. Squeezing nice and hard. Keep breathing. And release. Excellent. Arms down by your sides now. We're going to bring the spine up and off the mat, so tilt the pelvis back, bring the spine up, not too high. And we're going to do some inner thigh and seat work here. Let's give that ball a big squeeze, and then drop your hips halfway down to the mat and squeeze to lift back up. It's a powerful squeeze. Squeeze the ball, drop the hips and lift. Squeeze, lower and lift. Squeeze, lower and lift. Squeeze, lower, lift. 2 more. Squeeze, lower, lift. Last one. Squeeze, lower, lift. And then come all the way back down and just pull the knees into the chest. Take a little rock if that feels good. Nice work. All right, let's put the ball to the side. Come into your rolling like a rocker position. Hold on behind the thighs and round the spine. Just do a couple of little rocks here. And then we're going to transition up into sitting and do some curl ups over the ball. All right, so let's put that ball behind us. You're going to lie back. You want the ball behind your rib cage, between your shoulder blades. And we're going to bring the hands to the back of the head and interlace the fingers. Elbows in your peripheral vision. Pelvis is in neutral. Take an inhale. And then as you come back over the ball, really expand through your rib cage and wrap the spine around the ball. Then lift the chin. Exhale. Chin comes forward. Squeeze the ribs and curl up. Exhale back over the ball. Let the head come back last. Nod the chin to come up. Coming back over the ball, lift the chin, and then chin towards the chest as you squeeze and curl up. So let's do a few more of these, and we're going to make it a little more challenging. We're going to add a knee fold as we curl up. So right leg knee fold, and then we'll do left leg knee fold. Right leg, and then it'll be left leg. 2 more. Last one. And then let's come all the way back over the ball. Release the head down. If that's too much for you, you can put something under it. Bring the arms over the chest. Inhale, open them wide. Bring the arms to the mat if you can, and then close. So we inhale to open. Exhale to close. 2 more. Last one. And then hands to the back of the head again, curl up, and you're gonna bring yourself off the ball, and we're gonna go right into our prone position, lying on your front. All right, so we're gonna do a little mobilization to start, and then we're gonna add the ball in. Legs wide, heels turned in cobra position with your forearms alongside your mat. So we're gonna start with cobra prep. Press your pubic bone down into the mat. Try not to use your arms. Roll your imaginary marble forwards just a couple of inches, and then press up with the back of the head. So it's not a full movement of the head and the neck. Come down to the mat. Let's do 2 more. And then last one. All right, so let's get the ball involved here. The ball's going to go out in front, and it's going to help us come up into full cobra and incorporate the shoulders. So arms are out in front. You want the heels of your hands kind of on the far side of the ball, and you want your arms to be fairly straight. Our first movement is to roll that imaginary marble forward. So as the head lifts, you start to press into the ball and pull it back using your shoulders. And then we roll it forwards as we articulate back down to the mat. Roll your imaginary marble forwards to lift the head. Press down into the ball, pull the shoulders back, let your hips open, and then come down. Let's do 3 more. It's a great exercise for strengthening your shoulders, your arms, and your upper back, and for opening up the front of the body. Nice work. All right, just come up into rest position. Take your knees wide, round your spine, and sit back. Just take a couple of breaths here. Allow that breath to expand into the back and sides of your rib cage. All right, so let's come into a sitting position to finish up, and we're going to come into long frog. Okay, so long frog is this nice open knee position. If you need to boost up your seat to help you sit in neutral, just grab your pillows, your folded towel, a block, whatever you have. Let's pop the ball in front. Place the hands on top. We're going to tuck the chin, round the spine, and then start rolling that ball forwards, keeping your spine rounded. Roll it back and lift up nice and tall. And again. Now, if you want to make this a little more challenging, you could stretch your legs out straight and have the feet flexed, so in this position. So that's an option too. That's going to give you more of a stretch down the back of the legs. And again, rounding, roll it forwards. Roll it back. And lift up tall. Let's do one more. Soften the front of the body as you round. Let's come forwards and hold. Roll it back. And sit up nice and tall. Shoulders down. Awesome. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked that. Watch this space. I do plan to do some more videos. And I hope that you join me again on the mat. Thanks.